Where we last left off, the party had been traveling through this magical cave of twisting fates, and they have managed to peruse and surpass several trials in their way. They have lost a few people along the way and have been reacquainted with some familiar faces at the same time. They have entered many different chambers and stumbled upon various challenges and tribulations, and now you enter what appears to be, at long last, the final chamber. This chamber is this chamber is relatively large. I'm going to say it's about a 40 by 40 foot square. The interior of this chamber feels far more deadly than any trial you have faced yet. Every surface of this small chamber looks like it moves. The floor is made of various intricate tiles that would activate if even a single foot was placed upon them. The walls are full of holes and trapdoors, concealing dangers unknown. The ceiling is claustrophobically close, at only around 8 feet off the ground, with numerous spikes piercing down into the space. Crisscrossing back and forth across every surface are lengths of seaweeds and vines pulled taut that would pull on something with even the slightest touch. A wrong step could spell instant peril and possible death for not just yourself but the entire room. You all become conscious of where you're standing as you become scared to breathe too hard while in this room. There is no doorway or continuing path, as this appears to be the final chamber. At the center of the room is a single pedestal with a small sack resting atop it. At the base of the pedestal is a plaque that reads, "Courage. Any fool can be brave. Real strength comes from overcoming one's fear." So, just to reiterate, it is a 40 by 40 foot room. The ceiling is 8 feet. There are spikes coming down. Like, the tip of the spikes is 8 feet up. I'll say that the rest of the roof is like 10 feet. So it's 2-foot spikes, basically. And there is a small lip just inside this room that you all can sort of stand just inside the doorway of this chamber. But if any of you would like to step backwards into the previous chamber, you may, as the door is still open. It is that destroyed door that is mostly just metal sort of workings on it, because Havelock melted all of the wood that was present. But the lock, the handle, and the mechanism that latches the door is all still there. And the pathway behind you has also been sealed so that it is safe to walk upon. What would you all like to do?
Alright, I'm gonna read over this real quick.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna read over this real quick to see if I missed any details.
So Havelock just looks at all of the others, is all like, alright, so the past rooms have pretty much been about you guys, so which one of you is it this time, huh?
Courage. Any fool can be brave. Real strength comes from overcoming one's fear. Okay, so who has a fear of death?
Wait, I have a solution for this. I've been watching you, Talia, actually, and I figured out how to do that door thing. So, Mr. Acid Vomit, Double Mouth Fish Person, if you would like to leave your...
Yes, you called my name.
If you would like to leave your spear here, I can teleport you over to there, and then you can teleport back.
Oh, I was
Spell,
just
can I
gonna
do
get-
a investigation check to see how far away that is?
Yes.
Or would that be perception?
It would be the center of the room, so you can tell it's about like 20-ish feet.
I could agree to that. And I just like put out my spell for one of them to grab.
I'll hold on to his spear and open a dimension door.
So you're just
I'm
going
ready.
to open a dimension door. Where is it opening?
Oh, I probably should have double checked. The pedestal, it's not currently surrounded by seaweed/kelp.
Yes, it is.
It's the
There
only
is a intertwining, crisscrossing, just miasma of spider webbing vines crisscrossing all over the place. If you were to open a doorway, it would be severing those vines.
One of
You
these
you
things
could
might
absolutely
bruise.
reach through and grab it without possibly touching them, but there's not a clear spot to make a doorway without interacting with something in this room.
Wait. What are the odds that these seaweed pieces just don't do anything?
I mean, what's the odds that the buttons on the floor don't do anything? It's the odds that anything in this room doesn't do anything. You don't know.
What are the odds that Joshua dies?
7 out of 10.
Pretty high.
Agreed.
I'll open the dimension door.
And
Alright,
everyone's
bro.
fine with this?
He opens
Yeah,
the
feel
dimension
free to
door.
interrupt
That's the
me.
end of the campaign. Everyone's dead.
Yeah, I hit the one piece of kelp that was triggering a nuke.
Oh no, not the kelp.
I mean, I'm not trying to say you really don't want to do this, but I'm trying to be as clear as possible. If you are going to open a doorway, it will be on tiles. It will be through vines. You will be interacting with things. And you are fine with that.
Okay.
I have an idea. Why don't you just exit the room and then do that?
I have a better idea. Go through the door using my broom. And Joshua holds out his broom, the flying one.
You have a broom of
Does he have
flying?
When did
Yeah,
you get
fucking-
that?
Harry Portal?
No, I
Where have
got
you been,
it
ho-
with,
Where have you been hiding that?
in my bag.
Kind of bang.
Oh, that's
It's like a
right.
bad shit
Isn't
broom.
it a fish broom?
No, it's just a broom with a fish at the end.
Havelock just like looks at the freaking broom, licks his lips.
Yeah, he pulls the broom out of the bag and it instantly starts gasping for air.
Oh, that
Or I
poor
guess
creature.
water. I don't know.
Can I eat that broom?
Oh,
You
no.
absolutely can try.
Joshua is going to blow his brains out if he eats the broom.
I'll spit acid on your broom, don't test me.
Yeah, well, try spitting acid on a bullet.
As your voices
I
begin
can
to
do that
raise in this
easily.
room, there is a treble that passes through the room. And a little bit of dust is shaken loose, and the vines begin to move slightly. That's all.
All
I was just
Talia,
saying,
this
as
is
you
all
start to
you.
raise your voices.
I like to test something out real quick.
Okay.
Alright, so, Spill, I have that water bottle with me, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so you said I can turn it into a whip.
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna...
And
If I
if
die,
you
it's-
turn it into a whip, there is not a straight shot for you to get the bag with it. You would absolutely be getting some vines. There's not a clear arc that you could do.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to test too. I want to see what they do.
Alright. So everyone's down with testing the vines, right?
We haven't tested any of them, I don't think.
Who here has a coin they're willing to part with?
I'll throw a copper in there.
I pull out a golden coin from the rabbit's corpse.
I mean, you could just say that you've got like a rock stuck in your shoe. Like, you don't need to waste money on this.
Too bad.
Yeah, but it'll be
He's
cooler.
getting a coin.
Okay, go ahead and mark off some money,
It's too
I
late,
guess.
Sparrow.
I mean, shit, free money. I'll take that.
Okay.
That was Josh's gold coin.
Not now.
Remind me never to die in front of that man.
You just handed the nobleman money, and he's just like, oh, thank you. And
Oh wait, this motherfucker's a noble?
Yeah.
I take back the coin. No.
Nope, it's in the bag already.
Damn it.
You didn't even see it get put away. It's just gone.
I just like pull it out. The coin disappears out of my hand.
As discourse between the parties starts to arise, there is suddenly a shift in the light as
The shadow guy's back.
the shadows underneath the party begin to waft and move slightly, as if preparing to surface. And once you notice this manifestation, you calm your discourse and the shadows settle back in once more.
So they don't like us being allowed in here, I guess.
No, it's because this place is supposed to be teamwork, and we were arguing.
Alright, so...
To argue all the time. This is a terrible test.
I like
So
it.
shut up!
Yeah.
No, you shut up!
Alright, so...
Alright, Joshua,
here's
what you
what-
doing?
Alright, so here's what I got from what we discussed. Holgear is going to open a dimension door, and whoever walks through is going to use my broom to hover above the floor so they don't touch tiles. Is that correct?
No, because there's no clear way for me to get a door in there without, accidentally cutting some of these cords, and that's a bad idea, apparently. Though I am curious if we can't just, limbo our way across. I'm
Havelock
super
points
down
at the
with just
tiles.
limboing.
Yeah, unless you can tap dance and limbo at the same time. I don't see the point.
Havelock puts his hand up.
By the
I
way,
swear to God.
Sparrow, did that rock we threw in do anything?
Did you throw in a rock?
Oh, I thought Joshua had.
No, Zosura asked if anyone had a coin. I pulled out a coin and then it just disappears into your bag.
I'll throw a rock then. See what one of
Okay.
these pressure plates do.
So you're tossing it onto the floor.
Yes.
Okay. It doesn't even bounce or roll onto a second tile. As soon as it lands, that tile sinks down rapidly into the floor, and then a burst of energy seems to incinerate the rock in midair before it even falls, and then the tile moves back up into place.
That feels excessive.
Alright, quickly, someone toss another rock at the same tile so we see if it still goes.
No, I think we should just toss you.
Hey, I don't want to be a freaking fried fish.
Actually, let's just use the corpse.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a quick way to dispose of a body, I'm not gonna lie.
So I can get some lunch.
And trigger the tiles one at a time.
Extra crispy.
Bet you didn't expect every turn to be a left, did you,
Alexander, I
Sparrow?
hate you.
Oh, no, it's funny because I know what's gonna happen. So you guys chunked the body?
Nope, nope. I plan
The
on
body's
burying
gonna
this.
resurrect,
We're
isn't
not throwing this in there.
Okay.
Like, we toss him in, he's all like, hey guys, sorry, I was asleep, and then he just dies.
Oh no.
Alright, so yeah, no, we're not gonna toss the body. That would be funny though.
I'll toss another rock on that same tile, see if it's still got energy.
I highly doubt it won't.
You toss
will.
a stone onto the tile and it bounces, skids, and slides across multiple tiles.
I'll throw
I
another
like
one in a different
look around
section
to see if I
real
can
quick.
investigate the room for any clues.
Okay, nothing happens. Go ahead and... what are you looking for specifically? Just sort of glancing around the space?
Yeah.
Okay, then
Trying
make
to
a
see, like, if I
perception
can-
check. If you're looking at something specifically, you make a roll an investigation check. But...
I'll go with perception first. 15.
Okay. You look around the space, and a lot of it doesn't seem to make sense. It's not like it's an old chamber, like full of dust and cobwebs, that it would just set something off or fall apart at any instant. This seaweed and the vines don't really make sense as to what they would interact with. It's almost like there's just a bunch of stuff almost for show.
Hey, rock guy, toss a rock at the seaweed.
Alright, I'll cast Magic Stone and purposely try and cut one of the seaweeds.
Okay. You do so. And it cuts through the seaweed. The seaweed instantly snaps and whirls back. In doing so, it almost leaves an invisible line in its space, and you realize that what happened moves so fast that it cuts the air exactly that was right there.
That's the seaweed. Good to know.
So yeah, you get the idea that if you were to even brush up against the seaweed, it would just create an instantaneous cut right there.
So in the floor, we have energy that will fry us to a crisp.
And you
The
would
seaweed will
fall
cut
if
us
you
to
attempted
pieces.
to, yeah. And there's holes and trapdoors in the walls, and you don't even know how those get activated.
So running across is a no. Flying across is a no. Climbing across is a no. There's
So
no safe
walk
way to
across.
Walking across would just make us fall into the pit and die to freaking energy.
Well, what if it's like
Can
work
I...
together to walk across, like a three-legged race?
Let's all go at
Unlock
once.
this
They can't
ice.
kill all of us.
Pavlok just like
Real-
looks at you. Alright, let's tie you to the corpse and you guys can go ahead.
Real quick though, can I drop a rock on the very closest of the pressure plate tiles?
Okay.
Pavlok backs up.
Is this a magic stone? Just a normal rock? What is this?
I just have a bag of rocks. I can make them magical if it changes anything. If not,
Okay, yeah, you've just collected some like pebbles for chucking in your sling. I gotcha.
Mhm.
He
Yeah,
likes skipping
you
walk.
drop a stone
walk.
on the tile. Nothing happens.
Sick. I think we had like one charge of damage on the tiles, and I'm willing to put my feet at risk for it. Can I attempt to limbo towards the bag?
You want to go ahead and put your foot on that tile that you just tested?
Yes.
Alright. Go ahead and roll me a d20. I'm not going to say what saving throw this is.
20. Ooh, new dice. 13. Rock my world if you've gotta.
Is that a pun?
It is now.
You step your toe forward and then begin to gingerly place it across the tile. And before you even feel like you've even touched it, it instantly just is gone in the floor, and then a blast of energy comes up, singeing your boot completely off as you take 27 points of fire damage.
Holy shit.
And then the tile
That's only
comes back up
against
into
his
place.
toe.
Also, my boot's still on, but my foot is cooked.
Those
Yeah,
are
your
some
tootsies are
amazing boots
blackened.
you got there. Where'd you get those boots? Like, damn.
Oh, actually,
I
because
stole
your
them
boots
from
are
my mom.
magical, they are not burned off. You are correct.
Mm-hmm.
Your tootsies are
I stole
fine.
these boots from my mom.
Yeah, I want those boots.
Later.
Everyone's after the dude's boots now.
Hey, I've been wanting them boots
What
ever
size
since I
boots
figured
you
out
got,
that
huh?
They're my
Hey,
mom.
Joshua. I touched the floor, and it burned me. Would you
So
mind
let's
touching the
not
floor?
walk.
See if it burns you. Well,
All
you're
right, but
immune
if
to
I lose
burning.
my boot, you're paying for a new one.
To be
Joshua stepped on
clear,
the stage.
to be clear, I did say that it was fire damage, but you could tell that this was superheated plasmic energy. This is not like a jet of fire coming out. It does feel hot, but you get the essence that this is different.
Alright, so this is a lot more complicated than a fire pit.
The pedestal at the center of the room is about 4 feet tall. It's about a foot wide on either of its axes. It seems to be made of this sort of smooth stone that's, the same stone that the rest of the chamber is made of. And again, the pedestal at the base of it is made of parabellum, which reads, "Courage. Any fool can be brave. Real strength comes from overcoming one's fear."
Oh!
I have my
Alright.
spear back. Who's holding it again?
I have an
Josh will
idea,
hear us, won't
everyone. I have an idea, everyone. You
Havelock,
just
like,
need to
takes
not
his-
be afraid of the tiles.
What?
Think about it. We're so paranoid
No,
about...
repeat yourself. I didn't hear you.
He said
Oh.
for us to not be afraid of the tiles.
Just think about it. The only time the tiles triggered were because we were being cautious and or trying to not get fried. So for them
Go ahead,
to...
walk across.
Alright, fine. Joshua walks across in a calm manner.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
I am so glad I upped my wisdom. $19.
You turn and face this deadly room before you, and it all seems to click. It's silly, even. It's way over the top. And you begin walking across the floor. pushing away vines and weaving through the deadly obstacles. The spikes do not lower down. The holes in the wall produce nothing deadly, and you walk across and stand before the pedestal. And you're fine.
Ta-da! Joshua picks up the bag.
Okay. The entire room starts to shake and rumble. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah, crap. Indiana Jones.
Yeah, good old Indiana Jones.
Don't do this to us, Sparrow.
Indiana Jones moment, classic.
You know,
Havelock face
no,
bombs.
what would have been better is Joshua steps across and then instantly dies.
I don't think that happened, I'm gonna be honest.
You pick up the small burlap sap, which doesn't seem to be that interesting. It feels relatively heavy, and you kind of have to give it a bit of a heft in order to lift it up, but it's not too uncomfortable to carry. You can sling it over your shoulder, and it's just this sort of very crude bag that you now have.
Alright, what does the bag do? Can I see any markings on it?
Nope. It's just a kind of sad, non-impressive bag.
I look at what's inside the bag.
There's nothing inside the bag.
Alright, Joshua shrugs and tosses it to Talia.
It explodes.
It lands on a tile and gets incinerated.
Yeah, the
bag
good
was
old
scared.
grenade in a bag trick.
No, the bag was scared, so everything activates, killing the bag.
You open the bag and you hear a voice that says, "Fool, you have released Cthulhu."
No.
Oh no!
The worst way to contain
Yeah,
Cthulhu.
you toss Talia the bag, and it's just a simple looking bag. It's unlike anything you've ever seen, and yet seems somehow familiar.
Can I eat Cthulhu?
You can certainly try.
I feel like he tastes like octopus noodles.
Talia, would you like me to identify the bag?
Yeah, sure. You can identify the bag. I'll let you.
As you all
I-
reconvene back on the safe plateau,
I'm willing
suddenly
to help this
a
bag.
section of the wall slides away, and there is another passageway continuing on.
I'm currently ignoring the new passageway and just taking a look at the bag.
Okay.
Identifying.
Are you gonna take 10 minutes, or are you gonna cast the spell?
Towards the passage.
I'll cast the spell so it only takes a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait for you guys over here.
Roll me a
Have luck,
d20,
let's walk
Holgear.
I'll
I'll make it an Arcana or Religion, whichever's better for you.
Is my Jesus Oh, they're the
Not
same.
religion, just Jesus.
I'll do Arcana because I'm trying to identify. I rolled the same. I rolled a 7, but fuck it. If it matters, I'll do an auto 20.
I'm going to not let you use an auto 20, but I will give you something. You attempt to discern the what?
Would an egg be acceptable?
I was even thinking about giving you an egg point for this.
Oh, okay.
You go to discern the magical effects of it, and this is an item that is not enchanted. It is not magically crafted. However, as you pour over it and you tap into the natural magic that flows through your heritage, you start to recognize some similarities that you've seen before, such as when you've chased after your party members and you saw an Efret weave through the fabric of reality, and you realize that this bag is woven with threads of reality.
Oh, that's sick.
And I think with that, you could probably hazard a guess at what it does, but I will not say it out loud. You can go ahead and take an egg point. The doorway has a small set of stairs that lead down into a small circular room with just a single light shining down onto a very plain, simple chest.
Havelock starts walking towards you.
You die! No, you're fine.
Well, good luck carrying my body out of the cave. Nah, who am I kidding? It'll just leave me.
I mean, you guys didn't eat the bunny man yet.
Yet.
Because I know you guys will. Anyways.
They'll take the bunny, they'll leave me.
Yeah, we'll have surf and turf, fish man and bunny man.
Okay. This is a very simple old wooden chest, the kind of wood that you would see on perhaps an old ship or perhaps a piece of driftwood that's washed ashore. And it's very simply made with some metallic bindings in order to work the mechanism of lifting and opening, but there's no lock on it.
Avlog's just like looks at it. So like, I don't buy that this is like a normal cest because everything else in this place is pretty much set to kill me. So I'd like to do an investigation check around the cest to like see if it's hacked or anything.
What are you looking for?
Like any components I can see that like would like signal me as like, oh my god, it's this hacked.
You're looking for like markings or noticeable?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check. Anyone else doing anything?
Oh my god, nat 1, I got an 8.
It's wood.
Alright, I open it.
Okay. Was anyone else doing anything?
Hey, it's only wood.
Everyone fine with him opening it?
I don't think I'm paying attention to him enough. My
Okay.
first
Joshua
mistake.
is actively cheering him on to open it.
Okay.
No,
Nice.
gosh.
Havelock opens the chest, and there is nothing inside except for a plaque with a single word on it.
Congratulations.
Right.
Who would like
Die.
Breakfast.
Lunch.
Dinner.
Brunch.
to... The... Stop guessing. The only treasure that you find with
7.
inside the chest is this
I swear to
word.
god, if it's friendship, I'm gonna slap you, Sparrow. Read what it is, Sparrow.
You read it. You're the one that opened it.
Alright, I'm reading it.
Hey, bro. What's inside the chest?
I don't know, Havelock. What does it say inside the chest?
Is it the chest of friendship?
Get laid, get paid, Gatorade.
The friends we made along the way?
The only treasure that is not locked and kept from you.
Oxygen.
Spicy
I
ramen.
knew it! It is friendship! Spell, I'm gonna slap you, I swear.
You attempt to slap the DM, and suddenly everything goes dark.
Ah, shit, I'm dead.
A new hand has touched the beacon.
Oh no!
Your next character wakes up. Their hands are bound, and a figure turns to them and says, "Oh, you're finally awake."
No! Fuck off, Skyrim.
And then the cart runs into a bee and the physics goes absolutely crazy. Take 15 to 10 bludgeoning damage.
I hate you, Skyrim.
You all hear a slowly increasing but deadening sound which emanates from the various chambers around you. And when you turn back towards the entrance, you suddenly see water gushing in, and it splashes against the doorframe and whips around and suddenly begins to fill up the room. And as it tosses you all about, you struggle to fight against the current and swim your way to the surface before you start to realize that you can't tell which way is up, which way is down, and as you fight against the current, suddenly you begin to lose consciousness and everything begins to go black. And then you...
Wait a minute, would that even work on Headlock?
Yes, because it's magic, so don't question.
Oh no, my one weakness.
Yes. Plot.
Yeah.
Suddenly you all gasp for air and spit out gouts of water as you all stumble up and realize that you are back in a very similar room to the first room that you were all in, except there is no dark, empty pit down below you, and there is no smooth wall to climb over with the help of your friends. There is simply just a small pool that you are all laying in, and there is a crack in the wall with light peering through. And you hear the sounds of commotion outside. You hear voices, people calling in general festivities and shouts of joy and general rumble of conversation.
Havelock just grabs his spear and starts walking.
Okay. Holger and Joshua, you recognize this, because this seems fairly similar to how you entered into this cave. And when you all exit, you enter into this small domed sort of steeple that encompasses this rocky protrusion out of the ground, and you see this old man sort of sitting in a rocking chair, kind of passed out with his head kind of lolling to one side.
That looks kind of scary.
Can I double check that the old man is breathing?
Make a medicine check.
For inheritance, 21.
He's dead, Jim. No, I'm just kidding. He's fine. He's just passed out.
It's too late, Spell. You said he's dead. The old man's now dead.
Okay, leave him to his nap.
He's passed out cold.
He's dead. Asleep.
Dead right asleep.
That's what I should have said. You're right. Don't bother my friend. He's dead tired.
Is he a Russian?
That was a scene in a Schwarzenegger movie where he kills a guy and then he has to pose with him, so he puts a pair of sunglasses over him, and then like the waitress comes over and he's like, "Don't bother my friend, he's dead tired." Because he's trying not to draw attention, but that he killed an assassin. Anywho,
Or was he the assassin? Dun dun dun.
the light shining down from the glass ceiling above lets you know that it is daytime.
Alright. Let's see if we can't catch up to the ship.
Okay.
Havelock just looks at
outside.
them. Ship.
Don't. Yeah, it's on a river though. I don't know if that's the right kind of water for you. I know some fish don't like certain kinds of water.
You seem to forget that we actually have no idea as to where the fuck we are at this point.
Well, you guys don't, but I do. Come on. And I'll go outside the cave.
Okay. The door is locked, but you can unlock it from this side, and as you exit out, you can, step over the partitions that were put in place that were roping off this area, and you make your way outside, and it is a bustling town. You can see that there are multiple buildings sort of lined up in sort of like this semicircle next to the river, and at the center of town there is this beautiful water feature, and there are just a bunch of different stalls set up and around, and there's people selling foods and trinkets and fabrics and different bibs and baubles and all sorts of different types. And you can see the Delta Dawn is hitched up next to this town along the river, and you can see that cargo is being loaded on and off of it, and you can also see a large majority of the crew perusing about and joining in the festivities, while there are still people working on the ship and just generally keeping watch. And you look up and you can see that the sun is not quite in its zenith in the sky, but you can tell that it's definitely late morning. And I do have a map. It's not labeled.
Oh, you monster.
Wait, hold on. I might have the labeled map. Yeah.
It's not labeled. Oh, you monster.
What? No, hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
No, that's what Hulk here said. You said that you might not have the label, the map labeled, and he's like, you monster.
Oh. Okay. There's the map, and there's the general sort of layout. Yeah. If you have any sort of specific questions about things, I do have explanations for all these places somewhere.
Is it full of nothing but humans?
No, there is a large variety of different people.
Okay, Havelock is only slightly on gold.
Yeah, you can see that there's a lot of different races, more than you would see in Need, yes. You get the idea that a lot of different people come out here. Again, this is sort of like a Route 66 type thing. Like, it's just a bunch of people coming. You can tell that this is a tourist attraction because there's a bunch of families moving about together, and there's people selling like memorabilia for Riverwatch.
Havelock's just like looking around, very confused. I dislike visiting above land towns.
Because it's too crowded? Only...
No, because normally anytime one of my race would, we would be attacked.
What race are you?
Fishman.
Havelock just like looks at him, then looks at himself. Can't figure that out.
I'm guessing some sort of tabaxi.
No. Again, he looks very similar to Gris, that individual that you met that was in the spaceship that fell from the sky.
A fucking joke, yo. Yeah, he's a fishman. And I said he looks like the exact opposite of a fishman. Catman.
Oh, gotcha. That was banter.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Now I should have made it more clear. My fault. Or is it?
Good talk.
Fantastic talk.
I guess I'll just... Real quick though, what's the festivity for? Is that just because the Delta Dawn is here? Or is there like an actual holiday?
You could certainly ask around.
Yeah, sure. I'll ask around.
I've never seen.
Make a persuasion check.
Races in one place.
Persuasion. 25.
Okay. Yeah, you get the understanding that generally what Riverwatch is about is that it's a it's a general location for people to come trade goods and whatnot. What they do, this is, yes, specifically there's a lot of attention because the Delta Dawn is here, and a lot of people like to come and see the big ships that pass through. So there's actually a festival that's happening tonight because the ship has arrived, and it's just like a thing that people like to watch the ships come through. But normally there's just people selling stuff. People come and go. This is a trading post. It's just a stop on the map that a lot of people come to visit, more for the fun of it, basically, rather than its actual utility. Although there is a lot of useful goods and stores here. But yes, a lot of individuals have purchased or set up stalls and carts and whatnot in this sort of central area, and those generally seem to be roped off or like cordoned off, basically. Like everyone has like a spot. There's like chalk marks on the ground that people have rented out.
Oh, it's real like farm.
Yeah, farmer's market. Yeah.
Okay, and then we just came from the Hall of Memories, Trials, Teamwork.
Yes.
Right? Gotcha.
Havelock's just like looking around and realizing he's really looking out of place because he's only wearing shorts.
Nobody
And
pays you
leather
any
armor.
attention.
So Havelock just like looks at some random guy who's wearing an outfit and his clothes, starts saying to copy it.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Yes, you guys have just walked out of 4. Immediately next to you at 5, you can see that there is like a small building, which has like a line of people, specifically like children and mothers, with kids looking to get into the petting zoo that is over where 3 is at. But specifically where the number 5 is, there's like a sort of small fenced off area where you can see that there is just a collection of various different small flightless birds that are gathered up, and you can see that they are talking amongst themselves in common.
The birds?
Yes. They
Are
seem
they
to be having like a
Aarakocra?
discussion, like a I don't want to say hive mind, but like a community of them, and are like, oh yes, this seems to be a lot of commotion. Yes, absolutely. Do you think we should be doing anything about it? Yes, well, it kind of depends on how things are going. Oh, there's a nice young friend right there. Pay attention, this is important business happening. And just like a bunch
they're
of
just gossiping then.
yeah. They're not gossiping. They do seem to be concerned about some sort of issue and are trying to discuss something, but there is a lot of commotion going on. A lot of like hands reaching in and like a lot of pestering backwards, like, this is not the petting zoo.
Oh, neat.
Yes. The Feathered Friends Colony. This is a collection of elected officials that speak for the general populace of the surrounding races of birds in the area. So you can see that they're like gathered up, and there's like sort of a table sort of set up that's basically just sort of like this sort of woven mat that's got like different seeds on it that they're trying to sit down and have meetings on. But like every so often, like a child screams, they're like, mommy, I want to pet the big one. And he's like, silence, child, I am not one of your pedestrian friends to be petted upon. Wild.
I want to eat that one.
Okay.
They're in the middle of Congress. Stop it.
Yeah.
Avlux just like looks away.
And actually, as you all exit out, one of the what looks to be sort of like a big rooster like clears his throat and says, ladies and gentlemen, if I might gather your attention for just a few moments, it seems that we have some new visitors that have appeared from the and they gesture over towards you. And then you hear a bunch of more murmurs and gasping. It's like, nobody's been able to enter in hundreds of years. I thought that place was just a myth. People came out of it? That's unheard of.
Just a myth. It's right there.
You do know that the attraction of the Hall of Memories has been shut down for a long time because the cave has not been allowing visitors.
Oh, okay. Sentient magic cave.
Yes.
Forgot about that.
My sentient magic cave.
I don't think it belongs to anyone.
Your cave, preposterous. Do you approach the feathered friends?
Whatever.
Or do you just pass them by?
Avalox is just like looking around, very confused because he has never really been to a town like this.
Yeah. There are like so many people as you begin to enter in. You are literally rubbing elbows with everybody.
Where's the Delta Dawn?
Do you see where the at the very bottom middle of the map you can see that there's sort of like a bridge set up, and that's sort of where the Delta Dawn is. You can also see that there's some other points where right next to the 10, which is probably where you guys are standing. You can actually see that there is a sort of small house that kind of looks like just sort of a shed, like a in-between area where people are loading cargo in and out of. There's two basically connected to this town, and because the Delta Dawn is actually so big, they're using both of them.
Okay. Yeah, I want to go over there. I'm gonna head over there.
Okay. You all want to head over there?
Havelock looks at them. I need to go bury this bunny man. I will return shortly, and he walks away.
Okay.
Just drop it off at the butcher's. I'm sure you'll get a good price for it.
Tell me that again, and I'll zop you off at them.
Don't be so mean.
Then don't disrespect the dead.
Were you just gonna eat him like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah,
There's a difference. I'm hungry.
there is no.
It's him or you, so.
No, it's him or me. So don't
Whatever.
eat him.
Havelock, like, just looks very confused, like, didn't I just say that?
No, I
Alright,
just said
either-
that.
Either way, we should double check with the captain and let him know that we're back on the same plane of existence.
And alive, mind you.
Why do you think I'm going over there?
I
don't
so
know.
see.
Okay. You head over towards the ship. It is not difficult for you to find the captain, as immediately upon seeing you, he calls you out, and he does not look very pleased that you disappeared in the middle of the night. Well, it's about time you showed up. And, how were the festivities in the evening? Couldn't wait to get off and get into town, were you?
Not entirely what happened.
Captain, did you miss the part where we were getting shot at by an assailant and that there was an obsidian armored knight in the hold?
He gives you the most strangest look. And to be clear, nobody else has been able to perceive the obsidian knight.
Oh, I thought he just wasn't killing anybody else, so they were kind of just like, wait, what the hell was that?
In the moment when he's arrived, people react to him and run away from him, but after the fact, nobody seems to remember.
Oh, okay. Kind of like a Jack the Ripper from the other campaign. Wait, no. Different thing.
Alright, look, you don't have to make a whole bunch of stories for me. I get it, okay? Like, I know that specifically for your kind, you're not really interested in sea life, but for the most of us, we understand that there's a thing sort of like accountability. I don't know if you've ever heard about it. Basically, once there's a job, we kind of stick to it until it's taken care of. So, I'm not going to come down too hard on you, but if you do want to partake with the evening festivities, you might want to help us get a load out. I've already granted leave for certain members that have helped with the moving of cargo, so if you all want to help out with that, we can all get this thing done faster. How's that sound?
I'm here to do my part.
How are you now? Well, hopefully you'll actually stick around this time. And he just sort of like sticks his finger in there and gives it a swirl, like, get her done, and leaves you to it. You are in charge of the manifest, so he gives you the sheet, and you know, he has been doing your job while you were gone, so you do know that there is a certain amount of stuff that has been moved and whatnot. There's some more things that need to be taken care of. Mostly resupplying is happening now that all of the relevant cargo has been removed from the ship.
Okay, I will assist in making sure the resupply goes smooth.
Okay. And is everyone helping out with this? Okay. I will say that with your efforts, it doesn't take too long. The sun is starting to set, but it's not getting dark necessarily yet. By the time that you'll finish. And there is definitely a different air in the town now, which almost seems a bit nicer. You know, things have calmed down. The immediate rush in the morning has definitely settled out. There's a lot of people sitting down now, you know, like people quietly talking and eating food and whatnot. Not this sort of rabble and hubbub, and a lot less bumping into individuals if you would like to seek out and be interested in anything. Oh, couple things of interest, but first and foremost, Havelock, you went and buried a body where?
Yeah, quick question. Did nobody else notice that he was carrying a corpse?
It's a small buddy, man. He has him tucked under his arm. It probably just looks like a bag of stuff. It would not be difficult to bundle up a herringon and make it look like a bag or something.
I'd say he goes like up there with 4 and 3 and like goes that way past the where the sea's all.
Okay, just like into the woods, sort of.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Make a stealth check. Okay. Yeah, you just sort of begin walking as if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, so nobody really pays you any attention. You don't seem to attract any eyes as you leave the you leave town. Yeah, I was thinking of like the perimeter, the precipice. I don't know what it's called.
Palisade?
No, there's like there's a P word that's like the grounds, basically. Yes, you go out into the woods and you bury a body. As you are coming back into town, you notice that there is an individual that is also left town, sitting underneath a tree that seems to be enjoying some quiet food by themselves. You think you can see that they're quite pale, a bit gaunt, and kind of hunkered over something as they're kind of silently, seemingly putting something into their mouth. I'm not saying that they look like a zombie tearing into another individual. I'm just saying that it looks a little interesting.
Havelock just looks over to them. And I do a perception check to like
Premises?
see what they are.
Yes, premises. That was the word. Thank you.
Congratulations, Bill.
Okay. Havelock, you walk over to this individual and introduce yourself?
I wouldn't say Havelock walks up and says like, "Hi, I'm Havelock." I think he's gonna be all like, "Excuse me, I'm new to this town. Can you tell me where I could get something to eat?"
Okay. And Johnny, how do you respond?
New person.
Anderson, that's you. You're muted. Maybe they stepped away to use the bathroom or something.
You want to just like come back once he's you?
Yeah, I guess we can do that.
Alright.
One of the other things that I wanted to say is while you guys were back on the boat, let's see. A few things are going on. I'm just trying to decide. Well, we'll just start with your favorite little demonoid barter. He has busied himself with getting a little bit more stuff going, and he has actually gone out into town and bought and sold some stuff. You can see that he actually has like a full set of clothes now. He's looking a bit more, you know, he's standing up straight. He's looking a little bit less gaunt. He looks like he's gotten some food in him and doing a little bit better. And he is very interested in what he has next to sell to you guys, if you are interested. But we can do that at some point later. I want to let you guys get to town. Merida has also performed most of her duties in the morning and is actually deciding to stay to help you guys finish up rather than going into town. And she is interested to hear about what you guys were doing at night when you guys went into town. Like, why did you guys leave the ship so early to get into town?
Yeah, at that point, I want to turn into a ferret and just literally find her. It's like...
Okay. So yeah, you
Careful you don't end up at the petting zoo.
I will bite someone.
Yeah.
I will bite and drop them.
You can have some gossip and banter back and forth while you're working, but also we can just sort of say that at this point you guys can be done with your daily duties, and it's not quite evening yet, but definitely afternoon. So, what made you all leave so early? We hadn't even docked, and when I went looking around, I didn't see any of you.
Oh, we left yesterday, not this morning.
Right, last night. Like, it was early morning when the boat came in. Captain Hardgrave actually wanted to get the boat docked. He didn't want to make the arrival of the ship such a spectacle, which is what the town wants, but is not his job. So we had it all parked before people were even woken up in the morning and gotten any good viewing angles. But people still seem to be happy that we're arrived, if a little bit disappointed, especially people that paid premium seats. I say seats, but they're actually just like front row tickets to the roped off section, basically.
Would you like the believable story or the real story?
I would like the truth, but if you can't tell me everything, I completely understand.
I literally just like crawl up her leg and to get up on her shoulder.
Yeah, you can like find a nest in her hair. It's like her hair is like all sort of jumbled up that it's barely even up anymore, and it's just sort of tumbling down across her shoulders at this point. And she's like taken off her jacket and is like wiping her brow. She's got some guns on her.
Well, the believable answer, and the answer that the captain is confident that is true, is that we snuck off to simply shirk our duties to get in and view the festivities early. The real answer is that yesterday we were attacked by a sniper who was shooting at Joshua specifically on the bridge. I don't know if you saw
but he had to go full flame. It almost didn't go well.
I did not. I must have been eating down below.
Yes. When you were down below, did you get the sensation that there was something there, but you didn't see it?
Something dark and mysterious and extremely creepy.
I mean, it did seem
really
like
not
there
that
was
creepy.
some pretty weird stuff going on down last night, but I can't seem to specifically remember anything in particular. Why?
That sounds about right. Interdimensional Obsidian Knight attacked Connor. No, not Joshua. He was attacked by the sniper. Talia and I sent them back to their home planes.
And when you say those names, she seems to react, but when you press her further, she doesn't know those people.
There's no reason to worry too much about it. It happens sometimes.
Are those
They're convinced.
people on the
there was-
manifest, or?
I'm sure there are somewhere, one of those earlier versions before everyone forgot. Apparently, the Jack fellow, apparently he was accompanying us for a little while too, but he also got the whole back to your own reality treatment.
Yeah. As you start to explain details such as like why Joshua was allowed on board because he was Jack's +1, all these different things that she's trying to find explanations to explain why certain things don't line up. Basically, her mind is trying to fill in the blanks since those people aren't real anymore. And it's like trying to explain a dream or something. So, yeah.
I can't describe her that because I wasn't aware of that because I lost my memory too. I lost my memory of Jack.
When you guys went through the tunnel, you remembered everything.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yep. So yeah, you guys are all good. You know stuff.
Gotcha. I give her the skinny. Try not to give her a brain aneurysm or anything.
Yep. I'm all for role-playing big scenes, but I'm also trying to keep things generally simplified since I know that we don't have long in the session.
Yep. Speaking of which, Johnny, are you there?
Anderson? I haven't responded to my messages on Discord, so probably not.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm curious about the quarter store.
The corner store? Oh, the quarter store! That's right! Do you guys want to go over to the quarter store?
I'm going.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna stick behind with I'm gonna just stay up in the chick's hair.
Okay.
Just gonna
well, Merida is at Holgir's head.
Yep. She's smitten for some reason.
Does Holgir even know that she's smitten though?
No, he shouldn't
Probably
know.
not.
I don't think so, because she's only
he
told
didn't
Talia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holgir's kind of oblivious in that
Yeah.
sheltered lifestyle and whatnot.
She's just a good friend that's hanging out with you.
Yeah.
But you enter into the quarter store, and actually outside on sort of in the eaves is written Havery's Halfling Half Off Half Store. And inside you see just tables and shelves full of various different doodads and knickknacks, and a lot of them look, you know, worse for wear. It almost looks like a pawn shop, as sort of everything sort of on display and whatnot. But most of these things don't look like they've been passed down, but they do look like they've been crafted and made. And a lot of what you see are miniatures and scale models of different things. You can see that there is sort of a large section off of the main store of the building, which looks like it has a bunch of materials and whatnot off to the outside of it, leading you to believe that it's a workshop connected to the store. But you make your way in, and everything's relatively low to the ground. You understand why, because all of the people that work here are halflings. And it's a relatively small family of 4. And the first individual introduces himself. Hello, how are you doing? My name's Avery, and this is my half-off halfling half-store. As you can see, curtain sales are half off due to the festivities, of course, and of course our usual sale of half-off items, and he gestures towards half of the store that has items that are literally half of something. You can see that there's like half of a saddle, half of a spell book. It's just like things cut in half. You can see that there's a glass that he picks up and pours water into, and it's only half of a cup, but it still holds water. He's like, just let me know if there's anything that seems of interest to you, and I'll be rightly glad to introduce you to the rest of my family, as they are more, you know, experts in different aspects. But of course, we also, and he's just like leading you on this big spiel of everything that's in the store. And he leads you to, these are our most prized antiquities, and he shows you a bunch of small glass containers of different shape and size. There's like beakers and bottles and vials and balls and squares of glass, and inside are little dioramas of houses and mountains and landscapes and boats in bottles and just all these different things.
Wait, so there's a boat and a bottle and a sphere?
There, you know, like how people build ships in bottles.
Yeah.
You can actually see that it is like an actual ship that is floating on water that is magically rippling and moving, and there is wind blowing in its sails magically.
Oh, okay.
These are fine crafts at Corn, made by my sister Lovelace. Hello. And what we do is we actually make things at full scale, and then we shrink them down and keep them inside of these small things, just for your entertainment.
Quick question. If that's a full-size ship in a little sphere there, if you tip it, is it going to sink?
He picks up the it's a bottle, and he rotates it, and the water always stays to the bottom, and the ship magically rights itself onto the water. This ship right here, I see that you probably because you're members of the crew aboard the Delta Dawn. You must be interested in ships, of course. Yes, absolutely. All of our ships are ship-shape and ready for the open waters and stored inside of these little containers here. But we don't also just have ships. We also have mock representations, and he actually shows you like a little diorama of Riverwatch in this sort of this big kind of pot. Like a glass jar with a stopper on it.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can see that there's like little people moving around in there, and you can see that they're just they're like little mannequins just like little wooden mannequins just sort of walking back and forth to give it like some extra detail. But there's like, you can see that there's grass and trees, and there's this little wind that blows in the diorama. It's very intricate. And while these little wonders do put a bang in your buck, we do have some other smaller things of, if you're looking for a deal, what are you looking for?
Curios, mostly.
Well, if you're looking for curios, you might want to look over to the rug roof. Mostly what we've got in here is specific fine crafts.
Is he referring to another store in like a derogatory term, or is that
no? There's a store right next to this one, which is called the Rug Roof, and it's actually one of the buildings that was here long before Riverwatch was even really a stop along the way. Before the river was built here, this was just sort of a natural well that people started to congregate around, and Riverwatch was not even named yet, but people would set up booths and stalls, and one of them that actually stuck around was this big tarped curio shop that eventually got called the Rug Roof, as all these other buildings got built around it, and it still stayed as this sort of tent. It just was these rugs that made the roof of this building until it was eventually refurbished into a built structure. But they kept the aesthetic of the rug roof when they made the tiles for the roof. Just a little story.
Neat. I think I would enjoy that roof in my ferret form.
Okay, yeah. It is solid tile. It is not soft like an actual rug, but it does look like a roof. Yeah. Yeah, if it was an actual rug, it would get soaked with rain and mold really easily.
Aww.
I'm sorry.
Unless they put they did magic to it.
That's true.
To prevent
All right, I'm sorry. But yeah, you, as your ferret form, can walk across the tables here and look at all these dioramas and feel like just like a giant monster on a set. Well, not even a set, because a lot of these dioramas look very realistic, just tiny.
Alright, so after, I guess, launching Talia up onto the roof so she can enjoy the roof.
No, if it's made out of a rug, then yes. If not, then no.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna stick with my guns and say no.
Then no,
Okay.
I am not going up on the roof.
But
I am
for
staying
future, I will think about that.
I will stay in the chick's hair.
Merida's hair, yeah.
Yes, I will stay in Merida's hair.
Okay. You just like you look like an animated ponytail.
Who's got a ponytail?
Well, you've got like this big fluffy tail that's just sticking out of her hair.
It's a ferret tail.
Yeah.
I swear, if someone like walks by and is like your ponytail, I would literally pop out and say, "Who you calling a ponytail?"
Well, you would be saying it in ferret, so you'd just be squeaking and hissing at them. Okay.
Marigold would probably laugh her ass off though, because she would actually understand me.
I am trying to find what's in the rug roof. The rug roof is a curio shop. It's got a bunch of different random objects in it. And it's got this sort of old lady behind the counter that's like, "Hello, can I help you?"
Hello, looking for curios.
Feel free to look around. Let me know if there's anything of interest to you.
Can I slyly cast Detect Magic?
If you're gonna do it slyly, roll a sleight of hand check.
I shall try. 16, not bad.
Okay. There are some magic items, but you can tell that it's mostly stuff that's like in the lost and found that's here. This is where people bring stuff, and you can either claim it, or you can. She eventually sets it up on a shelf of like, this has been here for way too long, so I'm gonna sell it now. Mostly what's in this place is actually a bunch of items that can assist you. There's like little booklets on bits of information that, similar to how a library works, it will give you plus to any sort of skill check that you want to do. There's like if you want to get like a magnifying glass, you can get +1 to investigation. If you want to get some binoculars, you can get +1 to perception. There's just a bunch of useful objects in here that are non-magical, but will give you a +1 to any of your skill checks.
I've already got my spyglass, and I've got my magnifying glass, that's the word. Oh, by the way, what was the price on the ship in a bottle?
It depends on how big of a ship you want. If you want something that's just like a small schooner, that would be different than something like a recreation of the Delta Dawn.
I don't think I would have the Dawn way.
It would be in tens of gold. Like,
okay, yeah,
if you don't have platinum to throw, that it's not really something that would be worth. Basically, it's something that you get because it is such fine craftsmanship, and in case of emergencies, you have a boat that you can throw out or something. Like, people come here to get their perfect home made and then kept in this like little locket that they can hold on to forever, and then when they want to, it's like a ceremonial thing, and then they can like plop it down wherever they want.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting Talia her own ship, but I'm broke.
Okay.
Aww.
Oh man, if only someone had a bunch of money.
Oh, shut up.
I'm not there, okay?
You are there!
No, I'm not! I'm talking to the other dude!
That would have happened before the party had even gotten done working on their chores. So you would have met back up with the party, I assume, by the time that they got done and are now perusing around in town. So if there's anything you want to buy in town. But yeah, there's also stuff like fingerprinting kits and like a compass and like lock picking sets, you know, tinkering tools, you know, all that sort of stuff.
The only place where I could get a weapon. Or maybe upgrade a weapon.
There is a blacksmith here, yes. That would not be in this store, though.
I'd have Luxus.
But yeah, you can get like little bags of feed that will give you like +1 to animal handling. That's basically what's in this store.
Alright, how much is it for the boat?
If you're looking at a solid ship that's like think of like your average Sea of Thieves ship, like two decks, like lower deck is cannon deck, and then below that is like storage deck, and then you've got like the main deck and whatnot. That would run about 50 gold.
Havelock looks at the ship, then looks at them. Do you guys need a ship?
Technically, no, but
I ask why you want to buy one then.
she's the captain. She doesn't have a ship.
Havelock just looks at her. I've killed a lot of captains in my day. She does not look like one.
I look at him, and I give him the most vicious stare.
Now
As
she
a
looks like
ferret.
one.
To be fair, she's not in her original form at the moment.
Havelock's like just staring at this parrot like, this is your captain?
Merida turns around to you like, I'm sorry, what are you looking at? Merida is this young Fearbolg woman.
Okay, Havelock pulls out you said 50 gold, right?
Yeah.
Havelock reaches into his pocket and just pulls out 5 platinum coins.
Okay. Go ahead and add real ship in a bottle to your inventory.
What are you talking about? He just hands it to the person who was trying to buy it for the parrot.
Oh, you hand it to Holgear?
I have no reason for a ship.
Yeah, I'll hold on to it until Talia regains human form.
Okay,
He
yeah.
now just looks at Holgear. You owe me lunch.
Yeah, you guys can
What?
get whatever
You
sort
now
of
owe me lunch.
specifications that you want for the ship.
Oh,
There's
sure.
a large selection to choose from.
And to solve the lunch debt, I'm going to pull out my my book made of fish, and I'm going to cast Magic Resolve instead of Magic Missile. So I'm going to shoot 3 delicious baked circular balls of minced meat or fish, closed in pastry or rolled in breadcrumbs at you.
Havelock just looks at you, looks at the fish. We're even.
Okay.
Nice.
And
And then
just
you just
just
see
a
him
friendly
open his
reminder,
mouth.
there is a farmer's market going on outside where there's like people grilling that real good food that's like homemade, like shish kebabs and whatnot. And there's like,
Any of it fish?
yeah, there's a large variety of food.
You could tell Havelock's is hungry right now.
Yeah, there's like takoyaki and elephant ears and crepes and stuff.
Havelock just like just starts eating the 3 bowls of food that you gave him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And once he's done, he just looks around the shop and he's like, now something I want.
But yeah, basically, if there's any sort of standard adventuring equipment that you want to get here, like candles and rope and I don't know.
I honestly probably should have
rations.
stocked up here as opposed to need, because here probably would have been cheaper.
No, it actually is more expensive here because this is like a tourist trap. So,
So it's
yeah.
meant to be expensive.
yes. They
don't
can
care
get
about
away
you,
with
they
the
care about
prices
your
here.
wallet.
Yeah. This is like when you go into a store in an amusement park and then like suddenly a shirt is $50 and you're like, excuse me?
I could get the same thing on eBay for like 10.
You can get it on Wish for $2.
The hell is Wish?
Wish.com? You don't know
Hello.
Wish.com? Okay. Anywho. Is there
Alright,
anything
so,
else of interest? Joshua,
you
are
said there's
still
a
there?
blacksmith, right?
Yes.
Alright, Havelock like looks at the groupings or like. Do any of you know where I could find a blacksmith? I believe it's called.
Yes, it is very easy to notice the blacksmith. The blacksmith is this beautiful sort of like open segmented. You can see that there's like this big buff dude that's like hammering out like individual pieces of iron. He's making like swords and whatnot. And, it's almost like a show more than anything. It's definitely like a Ren fair over here. Joshua, how much longer do you think we can go for?
None.
Hmm?
It's 11 o'clock, so I gotta go.
Yeah, we should
I
probably
have school.
call it here.